All right, folks, welcome to another edition of Pardon the Brickruption. That's Corey. I'm Mel. What's going on, friend? We can never get it right.
You know what? We're allowed to not get it right because it's the holidays, and we're spending it with friends and family, and all that good stuff. We're getting the gifts ready, decorating the house. So of course we're not going to get it right.
Yeah,
We can only do but so much with two hands.
true. Make sure you use those hands to put in gifts underneath the tree and not pull out coal because you've been a bad boy.
I may have made a mistake tonight.
Wasn't like it happened ever, like last year I got a whole bunch of coal, so what's the difference this year?
Hey, let the good times roll.
All right, first up, Lego Masters Final, a new look, diversity. Now, this is what we've been talking about. But what expense we finally got what we were looking for?
I don't think we. I think it was inevitable. I don't think there's no expense that was made for this change. I mean, Lego talk about inclusivity, a
Mm-hmm.
few years back. Lego Masters, though Lego Masters is not necessarily connected directly to Lego, it still, reflects the values of Lego. And I think that Lego has become such a diverse hobby among people from all walks of the world. They look different, they talk different, they act different. I think it was about time that Lego Masters, in just the way things kind of fell into place, that we would get a fully diverse group. For the first time ever, we're getting three teams that are not the regular, the regular 18 to 35 white male.
Mm-hmm.
That is the demographic for Lego. That has
Okay.
always been the demographic for Lego. And um, excuse me, and it's just refreshing to see a different type of people that's
Mm-hmm.
going to be going for the finals. I mean, we have Paul and Nelita. They are, at this point, when you talk about African American, they are the ones that have made it the furthest
Right.
than any team, sibling team that are African American and just African American in general. So, I'm just excited about that. Christopher and Robert,
Mm-hmm.
granted, we saw Zach and Wayne, they made it to the finals as well, but, to still have that, that representation, and then Sam and not and Nina,
Right.
they are,
That's.
Middle Eastern,
Mm-hmm.
and they're in the finals. Granted, they're from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
They are representing a segment of people who may not have had. I don't think has ever had any representation on
Mm-hmm.
Lego Masters to that
Wow.
degree. So it,
Mm-hmm.
it's refreshing. It's great. I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm excited about this group. I am, and like I said, this Lego Masters is breaking barriers and by being the first. Like you said, you're covering the Black community, you're covering the Asian community, you have the Middle Eastern community right there, or the Asian Pacific community, and you're covering the sibling community, you're covering the son and mother community, right?
Hmm.
um, and I think that's the first two. So but I feel like, to what expense? I feel like you had to exclude someone for somebody else to be in that seat. You see what I'm saying? Like, to play devil's advocate, like many years ago when you and I was on that show, and the camera was in my face, and I said, "Hey, look, I want you at your best. That means I want the best." So having a diverse final, meaning that you need that, for lack of better terms, you need that white, middle aged male that is dominant in the Lego culture on that set with that final, because you have the best from each community competing towards the end goal. And so I think that to that certain extent, like that the 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 cost that we paid was that you don't get to see that. With the loss of Emily and Kelly, I felt like if you took four teams to the final, you would have a better look at, it just would look a lot better. And then at that point, you would have different people that represent different communities competing towards each other for that cup. You understand what I'm saying?
I do, and I'm going to push back a little bit. In this season, we did have that.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of teams that reflected that look,
Right.
and they didn't make the cut.
Right.
So could it be that the demographic is changing? Could it be that the people who they selected to be on, maybe they just didn't cut it? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it only takes one challenge that you don't do well on. You know that. I know that. You could
Yeah.
be a beast in other categories, and then you get that one challenge where you and your partner aren't vibing. Those pieces are not being laid down right. Like Tim and Tim,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people thought Tim and Tim was going to have a lot of legs and they were going to go that distance. But Tim and Tim, they had that one challenge where I thought they had a strong build, and that I think it was that, not the puppet challenge, but it was the I think it was the challenge with the cat. I'm not sure. No, not the cat challenge. It was anyway,
Yeah.
that particular challenge they did like a magic show.
Right.
That just wasn't their challenge, and they got sent home. Granted, they're a little bit outside of that demo. At the same time, you had other teams that were part of that demo that
Mm-hmm.
just simply didn't make that cut. And I think honestly, you know, looking at the 3 seasons before, we had that demo, that was represented in
Mm-hmm.
there. Boone and Mark was that's the demo. That's Lego right there. You
Yeah.
know. Um I just think it's time for a change. And I mean, with 4 seasons in,
Mm-hmm.
time is now.
Yeah, I'm with you, friend. I mean, I can't argue with that. We've been asking for, this Lego Masters, and this Lego Masters final that we see now is
Hmm.
different from any other over the globe.
Yep.
I hope that once this gets syndicated out towards the world and, in different countries, that they see the diversity. But at the same time, I want you at your best. I want representatives of all cultures, all communities to be at that final and go forth, almost like, I don't know, a brick Olympics.
I'm starting to realize there's no pleasing you.
Nope,
There's no pleasing you.
nope. Give me another Boone and Mark against this squad here. Yeah. All right, next up, Lego Masters all bricks. It's 100 smashes. What's your take on it?
You know, I just wrapped up a podcast with Mike Talk Bricks, and we talked about this episode.
Mhm.
And he asked me the question. I'll pose the question to you, and then I'll answer. He said, "How do you feel being back on TV? Even though it was an older version of you,
Mm-hmm.
how you feel about being back on TV?" And I was excited, because they had me all over the, you don't smash Lego. They had me all over that doing my little thing. I'm like, all right, that's cool. That's what's up. And then I watched it, and I'm watching all these smashes, and I'm just like, man, this is what made the show, popular. Like a lot of people, they just love to see destruction.
Yes.
Kids love to see it, adults love to see it. And as much as I would push back on that, and I'm like, yo, you know what? Lego is art. You don't destroy art.
Right.
I've come over to the dark side, so to speak.
You
I'm
drunk the
accepting I'm
Kool-Aid?
accepting this as culture. This is the culture of Lego Masters. Will just needs to smash something just to smash something. He's not happy unless he destroys something. So I mean, it is what it is. I love the special. It was fun seeing all those moments and memories from our season and the seasons after. You know, it was cool. Legor got that prime time spot. You know, that acknowledgement. I appreciated that for y'all. You know, and me and my brother, we made 81 on that list, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I'm with Jamie when I say this. I'm with Jamie. I don't condone any destruction or damage of Lego bricks.
That's right.
Just don't, you know. Seeing myself like a younger image, because I'm older now, a younger image of myself
Hmm.
kind of had me cringing, right? Because back then, my time then, I probably was only 2 years of building, and granted, I'm still in the single digits today, but I'm more immersed in this hobby than I was back then. And
Hmm.
so it's kind of like a cringe, like I'm cringing, right? Because I'm looking at this loudmouth dude, and I'm sitting here talking trash to a reputable builder who now works for Lego, and his building falls over, and I see cameras stuck in my face, and Will comes over to ask me that question, and I'm sitting there telling them like, look, I wouldn't want to wish that on anybody, but here's the truth is that I did. They baited me into a conversation, and it was my fault. I'm an adult. I could choose not to take part in the conversation, but I chose to take part in that conversation, and I said those things to that dude, and I shouldn't have. And
Hmm.
so, I'm glad they didn't show that part, but they showed the aftermath where I'm sitting there with egg on my face because this dude is in tears. So I cringed. Looking at that, I'm cringing.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want people to remember me by that, because that's like one moment in time where like it doesn't define the whole entire me. So
Right.
it's a cringeable moment. But yeah, man, it did feel great to see that, and granted, they didn't show you the 100th, like smash or blow up. They started with 99, but then they ended at 30 to jump to number one. Now,
Yeah.
the person that was the smash that was at 30 was this guy right here.
It was. It was.
Technically, he number two. Technically, because they didn't show nothing else. Like they didn't show nothing else. So technically, as it stands right now, until they put number 29 through number two and show that Lego is number two. Jermaine, congratulations.
I don't know,
What?
but
I don't get no pushback.
so if that's the case, so
Uh,
me and my brother's build was 81.
okay.
Based on your logic,
Yeah,
if I'm look, so that means we ranking in the upper 30s, mid 30s. Then
you
is that
might
what you're
be.
saying?
As it standing right now, that's what it is. Because all those other spots are vacated, man. They're vacated. They don't exist because they never showed them.
They never
You
showed them.
know, because they're not existent yet. So they don't exist because that's probably all the smashes that show had. I'm just saying, man.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
I mean, a lot of the smashes, like the number one smash, was not really a smash. Technically, it was
A
them.
crash.
It was a crash.
But that's why they call
So
it all bricks.
they're going to probably show. You know what? As of right now, you got that number two spot. I'll take that 30 spot, 30 something spot. I'll take that until they show a whole. You want them to show a whole clip show from 1 to 100.
You got an hour. If you cut out the Will Arnett show, if you cut that out, you can get that 100 in an hour. You can. But they sidetracked a little bit, and he was doing his comedian thing, and it kind of derailed this whole 100 countdown.
So I take it you didn't like that.
Well, nah. I mean, tell it what it is. Lego's number two. We're not 30. We're number two.
I would
We
say
not.
this though. I would say this. You have a lot of people who kind of remember, but
Mhm.
but for them to relive it and watch it alongside, I think that's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
I really like the fact that they brought back all those old memories. And I
Hmm.
was watching you, I was watching you and Jermaine right before the bridge challenge, and
Yeah.
they showed you guys put it on and then break it. You just like, come on, let's,
Yeah, I'm like, come on,
let's get
man.
at
Like, and they knew it, man. And here's the story behind that. Will I get a call for after saying what I'm about to say? Probably so. I'll probably get a call.
it.
I'll
You like getting in trouble. That's your problem.
Here's the thing with that is
Yeah,
that everybody else that went before us, which was like Jessica and Sam, right? Even like Flynn and Richard, right? Put 5 pounds on, put 10, put another 5 on. You don't believe me? Pause that stuff and look at their bridge. They got 5 pound weights on their bridge. Me and Jermaine never had a 5 pound weight on it. You don't believe me? Pause it. Take a look at it. It's 25, 25, 25. So it ain't me, bro. It ain't me. I am glad that they did show the numbers of weight that the bridge fell out on, because then you can see for yourself, you know. Um, and so yeah, that's why you got the hand wave, because I knew that, I knew what time it was. At that point, you got to. I'm retired now, but back then, I'm a cop. I'm investigating. I'm detecting stuff, and it's like and I'm like, yo, I could see right through this. I
the
could see
okie
this
doke.
like it's the Matrix.
You see the okie doke.
Yeah, I'm reading this through like the Matrix, and when they kept saying put 25 on 25, what about a 5? What about a 10? I don't get no 5, no 10s.
Try to get you
They
out
got
of there.
5 and 10s,
They got to try to get you out of there. They try to get
right?
you out of there.
You see what I'm saying? So like, I believe that, and I still to this day I believe that, was the bridge up to par? No, because it was undone. It wasn't totally done. It wasn't 100% done. It wasn't even
Right,
75% done. But it held
right.
more weight than some other people's, and I believe that if we had the shot of, hey, put 5 pounds on, put 10 pounds on, would have lasted just a little bit longer, and more people would have probably been in trouble at that point. But
Is, is it fair to say? Is it fair to say that for that particular challenge, production had no clue how to go about that challenge?
yeah, they didn't. They didn't. They didn't.
Because it,
It was broken. It was
yeah,
broken.
because that was like, you had the two teams that held up more than what they had available. They had
Yep.
to go back and get some more
Yep.
just to make those bridges break. And
Read it to be particular, because they did show you where they ran out of weight on Aaron and
that's
Christian's.
right. That's right. That's right. Three
And
teams.
then and they went first, but then after them, they figured that was enough weight. So then when the two bridges that held 1,000 pounds came around, they had to stop production, stop everybody. And at this point, they were so pissed off, like after Tyler and Amy's bridge holding 1,000 pounds, and it's taking us into double overtime. That at this point, me and Jermaine are the sacrificial lamb, because somebody got to go.
We got to get somebody out of here.
Somebody
So
got to
let's
go.
get these
Right.
two. Yeah, let's
Yep.
get these two knuckleheads out.
So did it sting? Yeah, it sting real bad. But
Mhm.
I tell you this, and I'll be honest, that the right people that were involved did come forth and apologize for what was then, because things just weren't being ran right back then.
Right.
And so they did right the wrong. They did right the wrong.
Okay.
So
Okay. They did. They gave you your redemption.
my redemption. Right. So they
Yeah.
did right the wrong, and they,
Yeah.
they put me back in the arena and say, okay, here's the same situation. Do it again, and this time everything's fair.
There you go. There you go. Well, you can't fault them for that, man.
No,
You know.
no, 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 no. But at that time, yeah, and so it's a touchy situation, because you become vulnerable, right? And you're
Right.
vulnerable in everybody's house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very like touchy situation. So,
Mm-hmm.
have I learned to let it go? Yeah, yeah, I have. But watching that kind of made me cringe just a little bit.
definitely.
Absolutely.
But I mean, it was a good show. It was a good clip show. I hope they do more of these in the future, even if they do, best builds
Hmm.
or worst builds or whatever. Saddest eliminations, whatever. Just a whole mosh pit of different categories. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Absolutely. Yep. I think
Yeah.
so too. Yep. I think so. All right. Next up, your boy Aaron, the brick designer, does it again. Man, this is his year. This is his year. This he's coming out with another set. Another set. I think he's probably on his fifth or sixth on this one.
Yep.
This time we get. I know we get two things from him because he listed those. We get a Lego City space set, which is the interstellar spaceship, and we get the 3-in-1 safari animals.
Hmm.
Excited?
Very excited. There's a third one that he has coming out. It's hold on, let me go and pull that real quick. Um it was another one he had shared
Mm-hmm.
on his thing. It
He did
was
a what was it? A 3-in-1 house, wasn't it? Or
the
was it?
three that was this year. He
Mm,
did a 3-in-1 house this year. The
mhm.
modular space station.
Right. Oh yeah, that's right. The modular space station, which turns into a train.
Crazy. Crazy.
Crazy. But
Crazy.
let's talk about that. That modular space station. Um, that modular space station doesn't it remind you of something? It reminds you of something. Maybe we was just talking about blow ups and smashes and all that. It reminds you of something. Just a little fine tune, just a little bit.
I mean, you always got to pull from reality
Uh
when
huh.
you're designing these sets. So I could definitely see where you're going
Yeah.
with this.
I
Um,
think that this looks like something that he did create before, but it's definitely more fine tuned than it is back then.
hmm.
Now he has all the bricks that you could never want, and he has
Right.
the time. There's no time limit on this right here.
Hmm.
Um, and so our man Aaron is very familiar with making space builds. He's
Right.
he's very familiar with making fantasy builds.
Hmm.
So this one is well polished. I can't wait to review this one. Both of them.
Yeah, both of them. And I had spoken to Aaron a couple months back actually. I was asking, I was like, hey man, what you got coming down the pike? He's like, can't talk about it, but just know it's gonna be a classic. And I
Yeah.
was like, all right, it's gonna be a classic. So I was thinking classic, maybe classic this, classic that. And then when I saw what he pulled out the space stuff, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. And, he is living his best life. He's
Yeah.
living his best life because a Lego designer, you're on a team and
Mhm.
they just say, hey, this is what we're doing.
Right.
These are the different concept arts. Choose one and then build the set out of that.
Right.
I'll pick this, I'll pick that, I'll pick that. Take that. And then they just build. That's
Right.
all they do. Build, design the set, come back the next day, look at it again, build it, get critiques, come
Mm-hmm.
back again, build again. That's their job.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that, this is something this guy's been wanting to do this since he was a kid, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got on Lego Masters, went a good distance, and next year turns around, moves to Denmark, and he's designing sets. He got sets coming out the wazoo.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm going to be getting those sets. I'm a space fan. I grew up playing Lego the space line, M-Tron, Blacktron. That was my thing. That was my jam growing up.
Yeah.
So being able to kind of get these sets and knowing that, a close friend of ours is the one who created those sets
Mhm.
is even better, man. It's like, eating a cake with a pie baked inside of it. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm
Definitely.
happy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he gets to be the first. Now here's the thing: is that of course, you have classic space, right? But then you have, and I'm gonna call it for lack of better term, they upgraded the space line to like a modern space, right? And so, like a year or so ago, they started to polish off some of these space sets, right?
Mhm.
But today they come out, they revamped a revamped line. You hear what I said? That they revamped a revamped line, and
Mhm.
your boy Aaron gets to be a part of it. They took this space exploration and made it interstellar. So, like, if you ever saw that movie Interstellar, you get
Yeah.
spaceships that look like that movie. And I think that's a big push because at a certain point, like they would tell you that movies end up becoming like our reality, right? Like
Right.
somebody telling the story, and eventually, time will get caught up to, oh man, that movie was right on point, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I think that with these sets, which are like digging out the creativity, especially for kids, man. And I'm gonna tell you, like, these kids, these sets are definitely for kids, for the imagination that at a certain point, life as we know it will be in space, right? So then you get the space exploration. Not only you exploring space, but you're exploring these planets, right? You exploring
Mhm.
life on
Mhm.
these planets, and they have a couple rover vehicles that are exploration in different planets and stuff like that. So I'm so happy to be able to review these sets once I'm able to release that. And I'm so happy for my man Aaron, because now I can see what's in this guy's mind. Like, all right, well, let me see his design. Let me see when you sit down and when you design one. Let me see. You know, how you put one together. And now I get to put this set together that he designed. You
Mhm.
know, and look at the different types of creativity that he came up with. The different types of skill that he worked into these builds.
Right. He literally, I mean, he's been building with Lego his whole life. So he's pulling information from when he was a kid all the way to present. So he has a lot of cool techniques that he's learning now, but he's
Yep.
bringing back some old techniques that may have been retired, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, next up, let's keep beating on that horse. Another Lego master from season one has has some Lego sets coming out the door too. Now I'm talking
Ooh,
about one of your faves and one of my faves, Mr. Boone Langston himself.
boom.
This would be his first, I
First.
believe.
This
His
is
first.
first.
His
Hmm.
first.
He's been doing a lot. He's been doing a lot of work. And for him to do this particular set, a Disney set at that,
Yes.
Rapunzel's Tower, that's
Yes.
major. That's
And
major.
I can see that that's him. That's totally him. He's all Disney. Like anything like Disney or cartoon. He's all I once told the dude, I said, my man, I think you should be the next host of Blues Clues. It's just in him. You know what I'm saying? It's just in him.
He got the Jimmy Neutron hairdo. I already told him that.
Yeah.
He got that swivel on the top and the beard. I mean, he looks like it. He's a dad. He's a girl's dad,
Hmm.
and he's just big, wholesome, loud voice. It's very fitting for him, for this to be his first set. And I don't want to toot. I don't want to toot our horn, but I'm going to. Season two, y'all don't have no designers, and that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Season three, you got one.
Right,
You got
right.
one designer, so he has a lot to live up to. I
Right.
mean, Aaron got the slushy buzz. He got Star Lord's helmet right up here. He
Man,
got about
Aaron
four or
putting in
five
that
sets.
work, bro. He got
He
that
putting
belt.
in that work. Yeah, he flexing. He flexing hard. He flexing hard. And Boone's like, I don't got to flex that hard. Let me just drop this Disney joint on y'all. I'll step away for a second.
Yeah.
So, Dave, Lettuce, I love you, man. But you gotta knock this one out the park when your joint drop. And I know you're in the Bricktacular special, and that's beautiful. But you gonna need to knock this one out the park. And season four, I
Hmm.
mean, y'all still. I mean, y'all just getting started. Y'all stepping into this
I can
world
I
now.
can
So
see I could
I'm gonna give
see
y'all
some
some time.
designers coming out of that. I could see a couple designers coming out of season 4. I could see that. I'm sure it's in the works, and we just don't know about it yet.
Sure, but as of right now, season 1, we got
Two.
about 2 in the bag. We got
We
about
would
2.
have three. We would have three, but that the third dude just ain't interested in doing that. He's
That's true.
doing the honest thing. You build your family and you stay stateside and you build your
Mm-hmm.
family.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
For
you know,
now, for now,
for now,
I'm just saying.
yeah.
Season 1 is we got sets in the world. Let me stop. Let me stop. I'm taking these victory laps. Listen, I'm just I'm happy. I'm happy for Boone. I think it's a great design.
Mhm.
I know the first thing I thought about was Brick Snaps. Brick Snaps, one of his iconic
Yeah.
castles was the Rapunzel Tower.
Yep.
So immediately I thought about that dude. I'm like,
Yep.
oh man, that's really cool, man. And
Yeah.
Boone's awesome. I like the set. It looks great. It looks
Yeah.
like a very fun set to put together. Just happy for the dude.
Yeah. I'm definitely getting a set to support our friend Boone. Um, and the colors on this set is right along with the storytell, man. And
Hmm.
and I'm looking at the tower, and of course it has the string all the way down. He's got slides on here, man. The slopes are awesome. This thing now, granted, a lot of people say that, like, working in Disney or doing Disney tours, you're kind of limited it to the movie, but this thing screams Boone. I could see that this thing has Boone's panache right all
Hmm.
over it.
All
It just
over it.
right all over it. Even though it says Disney, and it's like, man, you working for Lego, but you got what's your creation will be sold by Disney, and it will
Yeah.
be sold by Lego, because this in Disney stores they do sell the Lego
Hmm.
the Lego
Yep.
Disney.
That's
So
right.
major. That's major.
That man's gonna get some bonus money coming his way. That's for
Oh
sure.
yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt on that.
Mm.
All right, next up, that Build to Give campaign. Is your heart in it or isn't it?
I love that. Is your heart into it? Hold on. Usually I have a Lego heart
Hmm.
on my table. My son probably got to it. But yeah, I love this campaign. You do not have to be, a Lego designer. You don't got to be, someone who mocks all day. You can put together 6 pieces. Matter of fact,
Hmm.
I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna put together 6 pieces just to show y'all what y'all could do with these hearts.
Uh-huh.
You don't need to. You don't need to. You don't gotta make it all, jazzy and everything like that. You don't gotta do none of that stuff. If you think this looks like a heart, then that's all you need to do.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
I was able to use my platform, with the Boys and Girls Club, and I mean, I'm gonna tell you, it's probably easy for me to just go ahead and build a heart and then put it on my social media, right?
right.
But I had our youth that, I work with, Lights Camera Mo, and
That's
we
it.
worked with some youth, and we had them digging the piles for slopes and everything like that, even the inverted slopes,
Mhm.
and showed them how to put one together. They chose whatever colors they were going to put together, and they put them together, and we were able to take a picture of the ones that they made with them holding them. Didn't show their faces, to protect their identity and everything like
Right.
that.
Right.
And
Right.
I
Right.
was able to, take the picture with them holding the hearts that they created, put that on my social media, in support of this campaign.
Yeah. And the beautiful thing about it is that with every hashtag they receive with image, they donate a Lego set.
Yes.
And this is a Lego set that's going to go into the hands of someone who may never be able to afford to build a Lego set,
Right.
or maybe they're going through some hard times and they just need something to get their mind off the pain.
Right.
They got that Lego set. And I think this is a campaign that Lego um is really showing they're putting muscle behind the hustle, because
Yes.
it's easy for them to just say, use this hashtag, and we'll send you a thank you, or
Right.
we'll thank your Instagram, sorry, your Instagram post. They have said we're gonna be committed to donating a Lego set
Okay.
every time we get this hashtag that pops up.
Right. Right.
That shows a lot of commitment for
It
one,
does.
and number two, that shows a lot of like faith in the base. Because if everybody went ahead and did that, they're like, hey, we said we're going to send these Lego sets, we're going to go ahead and send them. And
Yeah.
from what I've heard, they've been true to that promise. So that's really dope. I think Build to Give is probably one of the best campaigns that Lego has ever put together. Everybody can be involved. Like I said, you just need to build something that looks like a heart.
Yeah.
You think this looked like a heart, you post this and put hashtag Build to Give, they're gonna give somebody a Lego set. You're gonna put a Lego set in somebody's hand, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I think that's amazing. I'm very happy to do that.
Yeah, definitely. That's I love campaigns that uplift the community, and this definitely does that, especially around the holidays. It's the holidays time. We just talked about that, and
Mhm.
to give a kid a set. And some of the things I'm doing is that I'm dipping in my own pocket and buying Lego for the kids that I serve in the underprivileged in a low income housing community that I work in, and that's something I do every year. And so I just don't want, I was Corey, I was a very fortunate kid. My grandmother made sure I had everything I ever wanted as a kid, even as an adult, and so I never went without. So I never really felt that way. I've seen it, and so I don't want these kids that I'm around to ever feel that way. I don't want you to feel. I don't want these kids to ever feel hungry, and I don't want these kids to ever feel like they can't get something. So
Right.
or have nothing for Christmas. So I will be a Lego Santa and and make sure that every last one of these kids, all 32 of them,
Hmm.
get something for Christmas. It'll be Lego, but they'll get something.
They'll get something. And
Yeah.
bro, that's a very powerful thing to do because growing up, I was fortunate to have both my parents
Hmm.
up until today, so, and my parents, they came over here from the Caribbean, so they know what it's like to have nothing. They know what it's like to go to bed hungry. They know what it's like to not get any gifts for Christmas. So they made sure me and my brother and my sisters, we were always taken care of. There was never a time where we ever needed or wanted. Same thing. But they also taught me that you got to work hard for what you want.
Yep.
It's not going to be just handed to you. So even with my students, it's the same thing. Even though I give them a gift at the end of each class, they've
Hmm.
earned it because they came to class every week. They did the work. They showcased that they could do the work, and they proved that they can based on whatever project I gave them. So it was my way of saying job well done. And
Yeah.
kids need that. They need that reinforcement. They need to know that
They need
somebody's
to.
rooting for them,
Yeah. They need to. Yeah. Yep.
outside of their teachers, their parents, and all that stuff. They need that extra person to say, hey man, I'm rooting for you. Hey, I want to see you do good. Hey, here's a Lego set to continue your learning. All
Right.
that stuff is powerful for them, man. So, doing good
Def-
out here in this world.
Definitely. All right. Next up, it is the celebrity holiday bricktacular is back.
It's back.
Man, you got your boy Dave, our girl Crystal, you got our boy Randall, and you got
Caleb,
Caleb. Yeah, I forgot about Caleb. Man,
you know what it is? The commercials didn't do justice for Caleb because I don't know what the case was, but they kept showing the three Lego Masters,
but you
and
know
I'm
why?
like, I
You know
I,
why?
I kind
I
of know I know where you're going.
I know why, because I'm going to tell you, out of all the Lego Masters, Caleb ended up with the most biggest celebrity. He's got
Biggest current celebrity,
yeah.
yeah.
So
So
you got the celebrities. You got Nene Leakes, you got Marshawn Lynch, Kelly Osbourne, and Rob
Wriggles.
Riggles.
Hmm.
I remember that dude, but it's been a while.
Rob Riggles, he's been around. He hasn't. He's a funny dude, funny comedian. I love him in a lot of movies. He's more of a supporting. He always plays a supporting role. Um,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
hasn't played a lot of star roles, but he's
Hmm.
always been like that dude in the background, or he'll make an appearance and he steals the show every time. But he hasn't done like a leading thing. And then Marshawn Lynch, I'm just here so I don't get sued.
You're fine,
That
man.
was
Dog,
the
you're
thing.
fine.
I don't want to get fined. I'm just here so I don't get fined. That was his thing. That's what he was. Great, incredible
Right.
athlete, incredible athlete. But that's
He
kind of where he
kept
went
it real.
with,
He kept
with,
it
with
real.
it. Yeah. Who else? Who else? Kelly Osbourne, part of
Yes,
the Ozzy Osbourne,
yes.
legendary rock star.
Yes.
They had that show on I think it was on MTV
Yep.
or
Yep.
VH1. Yeah,
Yep.
that's when I got to know them more. Like I knew
Mm.
Ozzy Osbourne. I was scared of Ozzy Osbourne. He was biting off heads and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
I was scared as heck.
I was scared of
I
that
didn't
nigga.
want to watch him. I was like, yeah, he too much. But then I saw the family. I met, like seen his wife. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's like,
He
her
really
voice.
wasn't like that. He was just putting on. He was an entertainer. That's all.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, he's a real dude. Like he got kids and everything. So Kelly Osbourne being there, that's pretty dope. And you got to tell me because I'm an old man. So what's her name? Nene Leaks? Nunu?
Nene
What?
Leakes.
Yeah,
So she was on the Real
that's
Housewives.
why.
Yeah, she was on the Real Housewives, and her husband. Oh man, I forget the dude, but he was like maybe like a multimillionaire in that area or whatever.
Hmm.
And then she spun off of that and she did The Apprentice when Donald Trump was on there, right?
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So she she got down on a couple of like reality TV shows. She did
Okay.
big
Okay.
time. Yeah, man. She's a real force to be reckoned with, man. She's a boss.
She's a
She's a
boss.
boss. Yeah,
Okay.
she's a
Okay.
boss.
Because
And she'll tell you what she wants, how she want it, and when she want it. And so, like
I
and
got
but I like that, man.
I gotta see how Caleb. I gotta see how Caleb handled that because Caleb he's a
Caleb too
simple
weak,
boy,
man.
man. He's a
He too
simple
weak.
boy from the Midwest. I don't know if is he gonna handle that much woman? Man, I don't
She's a
know.
boss, man. I mean, and when I say by boss, a lot of people get it misconstrued and stuff like that. Nah, the girl is like the natural. She's a natural CEO boss. Like,
Mm.
I mean, like she's the director boss.
This is
So
gonna be interesting to see her work with this Lego stuff. Cause man, that is because for a long time, the first few trailers only
uh-huh.
showed three, and
They
for
don't,
a long time I was thinking it was only three Lego
they
Masters.
rolled
I
it
was
out
like,
like that, and I hate to say, like even like me and you, like we're in the sports world, and any sports junkie would be like, nah, Marshawn Lynch is bigger. Nah, not really, not really. She's popular with with the reality TV show. She's popular. She's
mhm,
very popular. You
yeah,
know, Marshawn Lynch is a Super Bowl champ. So like that's huge in its own right. That's huge. You
yeah.
know, but Nene Leaks, whew, man,
Mm, mm.
that's dynamite, bro.
So let me see, because I was wondering who was going to be partnered up with who, but they showed the partners and everything like that. So
Uh-huh.
Dave is with Marshawn Lynch.
Yes, Dave is with Marshawn Lynch. Kelly Osborne is with Randall,
Mm,
and Rob Rickham is with Crystal,
yep,
and Nene Leaks is with Caleb.
she gonna whip that boy. She gonna whip that boy. Man, she gonna whip that boy.
I haven't. We haven't even seen an episode because it hasn't even aired. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm kind of putting my money on Caleb and Nene
Okay, to win it.
just to win it all, to hoist the cup.
I want to say this. I'm leaning towards. Oh man, you threw a monkey wrench on me.
Here's why I said what I said.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Let me think this in.
Because I know that Nene Leaks is, remember I said she's the boss, she's the CEO. She has the right fortitude to direct Caleb in the right direction. Caleb is a natural born hard worker, right? And his work is precise. So she has the right direction to point him in the right direction to keep him on track and make it right. Whereas I know what you're getting. I know what you're getting. I think you try to go with Marshawn Lynch and Dave Lettuce. I would have picked them too. I would have. But you gotta remember, Dave Lettuce is an artist, right? So he's going to follow his heart. And even so, like when you're an artist and you follow your heart, sometimes you don't see the logic of things, right? Because you
Mhm.
follow your heart. And I don't think Marshawn Lynch is the type of guy to pull him out of the tank. Now with Randall, Randall's another icon, right? Randall's one of my favorites. He is. Um, he's an artist. And so, like, I think that he's very smart dude. I think he's got that logic, right? He's got that logic because the dude graduated from Georgia Tech, right?
Mhm.
That he's got that logic on him, right? But I think that his artist size is a lot more so he would follow his heart, and I don't think that Kelly Osbourne has the fortitude to pull him out of the tank. Sometimes we as artists have to get out of our own way, or you need that person to pull you out of the tank and be like, "Look, wake up, stop drinking the Kool Aid. Here's
Mhm.
logic." You know.
I would say this though to push back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to select Kelly and Randall, and the
Mm-hmm.
reason why Kelly is very creative. She is
Okay.
a very creative force.
She's an
She's an
artist.
artist, right?
Yes.
And here's the thing: as she's an artist, Randall, I think, even though Randall's an artist as well, Randall understands what it means to be in Lego Masters. So if you look at Randall's resume since leaving Lego Masters,
Mm-hmm.
he went on and won a few best in show at some
Yes.
conventions.
Yes, he
He went
did.
all the way to Billin to do
Yes.
the Lego Masters, that global Lego Masters joint.
Yep.
Did the
The Comic Con.
complex
I mean
joint.
the Lego Con. Yep. Yep.
hmm So
Mm-hmm.
so Randall has immersed himself into this Lego world.
Uh-huh.
So I think him coming back onto this special, I think that's a perfect balance of
Yes.
someone who wants to win
Mm-hmm.
and someone who can win.
Yeah.
I think they're a perfect balance.
I think so too. I think that is the safer bet. Like I do, and I'm not trying to hedge my bets here. I think Randall is the safer bet. But however, you remember the last artist and artists that were merged together, right? You know that you remember the outcome of that. Like not even the outcome, but the genesis of it. You remember that, right? When you put two,
I remember.
passionate artists together, I think you had a front row seat to that.
I did a couple times. You think Randall's gonna hit him with the? Yeah, I don't think you understand Lego. You think what? You want to Kelly Osbourne?
I'm surprised they didn't put that on there, man. That was like a free pass to put that
That
on
was, oh yeah, but I think it was gonna drum up too much emotions. You gonna get that? You gonna get everybody upset again? Let that let that
there. Yeah,
lay.
yeah.
But you know what? Caleb and what's her name again? I want to make sure I get
Yeah, Caleb and Nene.
Nini. Yeah, I think Nini probably told Lego Masters, yeah, y'all can have them play around and everything like that, but y'all better give me that daggone trophy. Y'all got me here. You better give me that
That's what
daggone
I'm saying.
trophy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she went. She was one of the finalists in the Apprentice with
hmm
Donald Trump, bro. Like,
Wow. Yeah, she know what she's doing. She know how to work the camera. She know how to make that. Yeah. They might be winning. They might be winning.
it's going to be good to see. It definitely is. Definitely gonna be good to see.
Yeah,
All right. That's all we have for you. What you got going on, brother?
man. The holidays are coming up, so I'm winding down. Classes are winding down. I'm just getting ready for 2024. I
Yep.
got a lot of things coming down the pike. Um, got this huge project in August coming
Uh-huh.
through, and I'm working with a couple of the Lego masters to design it.
Mhm.
Not to spoil anything, but we're trying to go for a world record,
Oh,
and we're doing something that big, and it's for a organization that I grew up going to as a kid. It's a religious organization. They got like an international camp out. People from all over the world come here to do this 5-day camping trip. So
mhm.
we're gonna try to I pitched an idea. They said okay to it, and
Right.
we're gonna see if we can try to make that thing work. But
Yeah.
yeah, I have a lot of cool things coming up next year. I'm
Mhm.
very proud of, and it's all about staying busy, staying hungry, and keep the hustle, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The beat goes on, man. Definitely, man.
Yep.
Always stay busy. Stay on the grind, and
Mhm.
follow your passion. Follow your passion. It is the holidays. Hate to even dance around with a somber note, but like this time of the holidays, a little bit like it's
I
soft for me, like a little
I
rough for
remember.
me.
Yeah,
But I'm trying to push through it, trying to turn the page, but I can't put myself out of anything. So
yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the new year and trying to do some new projects and maybe mend some old fences and make some new ones, man, and see what 2024 got in store for me. So I'm
Just,
very excited, man. I'm excited how this platform that me and you have embarked on. I'm excited for this and the
mhm,
more topics we're going to talk about.
absolutely.
Yep,
When you
yep.
say when you say mending fences,
hmm
does that mean that Manny's gonna get a Christmas card this year?
All right, Manny can get a swift kick in his butt this year. All right, and I'm
Come
not
on, man.
editing it out.
We gotta bridge that together, man. We gotta bring y'all back, man. I need my brothers back together, man. Come on.
When he stopped running across fences, then we can mend one. All right.
Oh man. Gotta let that go, man. That was like 2 years ago now, man.
Yeah, but he ran across that fence, and you know what? The Jersey and fences don't get along, and we already had that talk about somebody else. So just
Listen, man, I ain't trying. Listen, I'm just here so I don't get fined. All right, y'all keep me right. I'm just here so I don't get fined. All right, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
How much you want to lose? That's how much you want to lose. We keep talking how much you want to lose.
Hey, but, oh man, listen, man. If we don't do another show, have a happy holiday as best as you can, my brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything that you do. I'm watching everything you're doing, man. You're an inspiration. Just keep being who you are and keep making those changes in the world, man. And I'm gonna be right here with you, man, to do those changes too. So appreciate
Thanks,
you,
man. I
brother.
appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, family to me, man. And when you grow, I grow, man, and we grow together, man. And I appreciate your time and efforts, to entertain me, man.
I try. I'm a silent entertainer. I don't like the big spotlight all the time, but 2024, I'm gonna be shining bright, man. I got a lot of things coming down the pipe, and
Yeah.
you're gonna be there with me for some of those things, and and the ones that you're not, I hope you're rooting for me, man, and
Oh,
we're gonna do what
so
we do.
yep, yep. All
Yeah,
right,
man.
folks. That's what we got for you. Good night, America.
We'll try better next time.
Try better next time. Long live Legor.
I don't even know which way I'm pointing to. There we go.
It's that
There we
way.
go.
the
Long
flag,
live Legor.
the flag is that way.